Hi guys, welcome to another hero guide here in the Void MLA channel. In today's episode, we are going to focus on the latest Primal Zone hero, Apostae. She is the first Chaos Marksman in the game who is currently available on the test server, and the date for her official server release is November 30. Alright, so without further ado, let's begin. Now before we look at each of her skills, let's try and understand the concept of something called ruptures, which is the most important aspect of this hero. Notice these little red scales above the enemies here. These are called ruptures, and their presence causes different effects when Apostae uses each of her skills, which we shall look at next. So first, with her ultimate, she deals damage to all enemies on the battlefield, and if they have ruptures left on them after that, they will continue to take a certain amount of damage over time. And also, if the enemy hit by the ultimate has a rupture on it, she will remove most of its temporary attribute bonuses. In this example, you can see how Irithel boosts her attack, but then that disappears after she's hit by the ultimate. Next, with this skill, she shoots these arrows which deal damage and stun the enemy for 2 seconds. And every time the enemy hit by the skill loses 10% of its max HP in the following 6 seconds, Apostae will heal herself. Moving on to this skill, she deals damage to enemies within a certain range, and if the enemies hit by this have a lower HP percentage than Apostae, they will also be briefly stunned by it. And for each enemy that is stunned, she will once again heal herself. For her passive, every time an enemy is under one of these control effects mentioned here, she will add a rupture to it, and this will automatically make them lose some amount of their HP every second for the next 10 seconds. Another thing that happens here is that Apostae restores a bit of her energy as well. Do note, however, that each enemy can only have a maximum of 5 ruptures at any point. Next, we can look at her soul vessels, and the basic one here tells us that each addition of a rupture also reduces the enemy's attack over the next 10 seconds. At levels 10 and 20, she can also gain a shield when an enemy with a rupture dies. And finally, at level 30, she gains the ability to add a rupture to 3 random enemies when the battle starts. Now the last thing we're going to look at is her Orlay skills. The first two tell us that each addition of a rupture can also increase her attack by up to 75% and her lifesteal by up to 125 points. And the last one, which seems a bit similar to Belaric's bleeding damage effect, tells us that when her HP goes below 20%, any damage or healing that she receives in the next 4 seconds will only take effect after those 4 seconds have passed. So that was a quick guide to the latest hero, and it seems like she could work really well with allies capable of producing these control effects and with ally healers as well. So that is all that I have for you in this episode, and I hope you found this video useful as always. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.